Oprah Winfrey, a well-known figure associated with compassion and achievement, has made a name for herself as a kind philanthropist and mentor. However, some celebrities have quietly attempted to reveal the media mogul's darker side behind her glowing public persona. These audacious assertions, which the general public frequently ignores or rejects, present a very different image of Oprah's personality. Which stories remain unsaid about those who dared to speak up? Come learn about the celebrities who have attempted to shed light on Oprah's private life and the reasons for their silence. Elizabeth Taylor. Many fans were unaware of the tumultuous connection between Oprah Winfrey and the timeless Hollywood star Elizabeth Taylor. Oprah frequently praised Taylor's unparalleled talent and legacy, but their conversations were tense. Insiders claim that Taylor believed Oprah's interviews were more about creating a sensation than honoring her guests' private lives. The pivotal moment occurred during a widely reported interview where Oprah questioned Taylor about her hardships, such as her multiple marriages and health issues. Taylor, who had always protected her privacy, believed that Oprah's style of questioning was insensitive and sensationalized her struggles to increase viewership. Oprah's disparaging remarks regarding Taylor's relationships, which Taylor believed violated her dignity, only made her angst worse. According to reports, Taylor's crew was distressed by the interview's tone behind the scenes and attempted to minimize the consequences. Despite Taylor's objections, the incident was quietly brushed under the rug, and her complaints were mostly disregarded due to the public's tremendous love for Oprah. Taylor, who never made amends with Oprah, was among the few celebrities whose efforts to highlight Oprah's less-than-glamorous side were conveniently ignored as Oprah's fame grew. Bert Reynolds. The flamboyant star of Deliverance and Smokey and the Bandit, Bert Reynolds, was never afraid to voice his thoughts. Nothing was pleasant about his brief but unforgettable presence on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Reynolds is well known for saying that he didn't trust Oprah and disliked how she conducted her interviews. Reynolds felt that Oprah's questions about his personal life, relationships, and career decisions were intrusive throughout the conversation. Reynolds, who had a reputation for being strict with the media, later attacked Oprah for pressuring celebrities to divulge excessive information. He asserted that Oprah frequently tricked her audience by luring them into emotional situations that didn't accurately represent their feelings. Reynolds didn't talk about Oprah much in the years that followed, but when he did, it was evident he didn't like how she handled their meeting. Reynolds was critical, but Oprah's media empire had become too strong for his dissension to make a difference. The public mostly ignored his accusations, and Oprah remained in control of talk shows. Thus, Bert Reynolds' objections were mainly unheard. The Jackson family. Despite Michael Jackson's 1993 high-profile interview, the Jackson family, whose lives have been continuously scrutinized, had a tense relationship with Oprah Winfrey. The Jackson family had deeper problems with Oprah's depiction of their private lives, even though she was commended for landing the first in-depth interview with the King of Pop. Janet Jackson was very outspoken about how she didn't like Oprah's portrayal of the family. She thought that Oprah frequently exaggerated the Jacksons' hardships, including the internal dynamics of the family and Michael's public disputes. Oprah's practice of making their personal affairs a spectacle infuriated Janet, who believed it damaged their reputations. The Jacksons were also unhappy with Oprah's handling of Michael Jackson's interview because they thought it left him with insufficient opportunity to refute the charges against him. Their annoyances were mostly disregarded as Oprah's show dominated the airwaves and the public's perception of the family became the standard. Despite their dissatisfaction, the Jacksons had few options because Oprah's media clout was unrivaled, and their voices were hard to hear above the din. Cindy Crawford. Cindy Crawford, the famous supermodel of the 1990s, is renowned for her grace and beauty, but she was disappointed by her brief encounter with Oprah Winfrey. Cindy thought Oprah's questioning during her appearance on the Oprah Winfrey Show was invasive and deceptive. Oprah changed the topic of conversation to Cindy's personal life, including her marriage to Richard Gere and her family, even though the visit was meant to highlight her professional and personal accomplishments. Oprah pressured Crawford to divulge personal information about her relationships, which she was uncomfortable discussing. Later, Cindy thought about how she believed Oprah had dominated the conversation during the interview instead of letting Cindy tell her own experience in her own words. Crawford's subtly implied remarks following the show that Oprah's goals were more about evoking strong feelings than having an open discussion mirrored this sense of manipulation. Cindy's disenchantment with Oprah cast the media mogul as someone whose personal touch might not always be as charitable as it seemed, even though her critiques did not receive much public attention. However, because of Oprah's enormous popularity, these remarks were mainly ignored, and Crawford's remarks were eclipsed by Oprah's ongoing supremacy in the talk show industry. Robin Williams. The relationship between Oprah Winfrey and Robin Williams, the well-liked comedian and actor renowned for his unmatched comedic talent and good nature, was delicate. Despite their initial close friendship, Williams and Oprah's relationship degenerated following a contentious interview on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Williams courageously discussed his battles with addiction and mental health during the conversation, offering very intimate details about his fight with melancholy. However, how Oprah and her staff edited the interview, twisting his comments and manipulating the story, devastated him. Williams believed that a more dramatic and tragic plotline than he had anticipated was created by taking advantage of his sensitivity. Sources close to Williams claimed that the final presentation presented him in an unflattering manner because it appeared to emphasize his hardships more than his development and healing. Williams, who had previously idolized Oprah, felt deceived by this encounter. Even though he never accused Oprah of being malicious in public, it was obvious that he cut off contact with her in the years that followed. His disappointment mainly went unnoticed, since the public continued to view Oprah as a kind, caring person, and they continued to support her despite the rumor of a strained friendship with the renowned comedian. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. The adored twins, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, who were once the biggest stars in entertainment, have a secret grudge against Oprah Winfrey. Even though they appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show several times, they always came across as aloof from Oprah, and the audience could tell they were uncomfortable. Later, the twins, especially Ashley, alluded to feeling coerced throughout these interviews. The Olsens were uneasy with Oprah's in-depth explorations of their private lives, particularly their early years. They didn't like Oprah's inquisitiveness about their past and were entirely reserved about their childhood. They also objected to Oprah's tendency to highlight their hardships above their career accomplishments, typically depicting them as young ladies weighed down by celebrity. Despite their complaints, the twins never really voiced their disapproval of Oprah. Instead, they remained silent in the face of Oprah's overwhelming media supremacy. Since Oprah's influence was still so significant, their subtly expressed dissatisfaction was mainly disregarded. This conflict demonstrates how the pressure of media manipulation and public expectations can affect even the most influential people. Toni Braxton. The legendary R&B singer Toni Braxton's first admiration for Oprah was damaged by a complicated and challenging encounter she had on The Oprah Winfrey Show. At first, Braxton admired Oprah, but she felt taken advantage of when she appeared on the show. Braxton believed Toni's financial difficulties were too intimate for public discourse, so Oprah decided to dwell heavily on them. Later, Toni expressed that Oprah did not demonstrate empathy or understand, but instead used her struggles to make dramatic headlines. She chastised Oprah for portraying her financial difficulties as a victim rather than highlighting her fortitude and tenacity. Braxton was frustrated because she believed Oprah aimed to sensationalize her problems rather than give her more control. Oprah's formidable media apparatus mostly ignored Braxton's discomfort and presented the interview positively, despite Braxton's direct comments. This incident highlights the negative aspects of the media landscape, where even the voices of celebrities can be marginalized. Taraji P. Henson. A brief but insightful exchange between Taraji P. Henson, a powerful actress known for her parts in Empire and Hidden Figures, and Oprah Winfrey, exposed the intricacies of Hollywood's treatment of black women. Henson, who has talked about her difficulties in the business, spoke about her experience on The Oprah Winfrey Show before expressing displeasure. Taraji pointed out that Oprah seemed determined to center her tale on the prejudices and hardships Henson had fought so hard to overcome rather than her victories and achievements. Oprah's questions, which seemed more focused on sensationalizing Henson's experiences, occasionally eclipsed her representation of black women and her attempts to overcome these prejudices. According to Henson's nuanced but apparent concerns, Oprah's questions were frequently crafted to fit a narrative rather than enabling her to express herself authentically. Even though the media mostly ignored this criticism, it provides a behind-the-scenes look at the sometimes disregarded difficulties that public people face when negotiating the media landscape. David Letterman. Oprah Winfrey and late-night broadcaster David Letterman, renowned for his witty and irreverent remarks, have a problematic connection. Even while Oprah's emotional television manner drew millions of viewers, Letterman frequently openly attacked her media technique. He made fun of Oprah's self-help shows, saying she uses drama and emotional blackmail to keep her viewers interested. Their competition intensified behind closed doors. According to reports, Letterman argued that Oprah utilized emotionally charged content to draw in bigger crowds and overshadow his achievements. Their conflict stemmed more from their opposing television ideologies than from personal hostility. Letterman wasn't afraid to criticize Oprah for her show's creation of a phony sense of intimacy and vulnerability to get viewers. Their conflict remained a largely unsaid chapter in their media careers, as Oprah's fame only increased and Letterman's critiques were generally disregarded. This power struggle between two media titans exemplifies the tension that results when opposing views on entertainment collide in a public setting. Monique. One of the most outspoken detractors of Oprah Winfrey is the Academy Award-winning actress Monique, who is renowned for her stirring performances and unreserved position on social problems. Following Monique's appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show, where she accused Oprah of violating her confidence at a critical juncture in her career, they fell out. Oprah's refusal to openly back Monique in her struggle for wage parity in Hollywood was incredibly discouraging. She believed that Oprah, who had made a name for herself as a supporter of black women, had remained silent when it counted. In a tearful interview, Monique described how she felt abandoned and unsupported by Oprah's lack of concern. Given that Oprah had previously presented herself as Monique's ally, this lack of support was perceived as a betrayal. Despite Monique's charges, the media swiftly minimized their repercussions, and Oprah's enormous influence ensured her story continued to dominate. Despite having a significant impact, Monique's charges were mostly disregarded, highlighting the sharp discrepancy between their public and private lives. This falling out demonstrates how challenging it can be to manage private relationships while dealing with public demands, particularly when power dynamics are involved. Ludacris. Due to his participation in Oprah Winfrey's show, rapper-turned-actor Ludacris had a brief but significant rivalry with her. Ludacris believed that rather than comprehending the whole extent of his career, Oprah was more concerned with portraying him as a bad influence. Oprah questioned him about his contentious issues in his songs, especially the sexual lyrics, during his presence. Ludacris became irritated with the conversation because he believed Oprah didn't understand the artistic quality of his work. Later, he claimed that Oprah had misrepresented him by emphasizing his prior scandals rather than his development as a businessman and artist. The public still saw Oprah's interviews as accurate representations of her guests, so the media mostly overlooked this argument between Ludacris and Oprah. Joan Rivers. The connection between Oprah Winfrey and the renowned comic Joan Rivers, famous for her witty remarks and unrestrained humor, was complex. Never afraid to voice her opinions, Rivers made it plain that she didn't think Oprah was as sincere as she presented herself. In interviews, Rivers attacked Oprah for being cunning and acting like the ideal host, while also managing a vast media empire. Additionally, Rivers argued that Oprah's persona was meticulously constructed, leaving little opportunity for genuineness. Despite these scathing comments, Oprah's staff made a concerted effort to minimize Rivers' criticism, concentrating instead on her upbeat public image. The public mostly disregarded Joan's criticism of Oprah because the comedian's contentious remarks did not damage Oprah's reputation. Oprah's contentious associations. Oprah Winfrey's strong connections with prominent people worldwide have long been well known. However, some of these relationships have caused controversy, especially regarding those whose pasts have been marred by scandal or accusations of wrongdoing. Numerous people have questioned Oprah's level of knowledge regarding some of these well-known acquaintances' shady dealings. When reports emerged that Oprah had connections to people with dubious backgrounds, such as financiers with connections to organized crime, the public was particularly taken aback. Though never explicitly mentioned, these connections have continued to be the subject of rumors, with many people questioning if Oprah was complicit in the secrecy surrounding them or purposefully blind to the darker aspects of her close circle. Oprah's secrets about charity. Oprah's public persona has always been based on her humanitarian endeavors. There have been rumors, though, regarding her charity's actual efficacy. Oprah has raised millions for charitable groups, but some have questioned whether much of those funds ever reach the individuals they are meant to assist. Former staff members of her organization have come out to claim that rather than using the money raised directly to help those in need, a sizable amount was used for opulent events, wages, and administrative expenses. Despite the lack of transparency, Oprah's humanitarian endeavors remain among her most lauded public accomplishments. Oprah's battles to lose weight. One of the main aspects of Oprah's public image has been her weight loss struggle. However, Oprah's actual weight troubles have been hidden for years beneath the meticulously constructed narrative of her success with fitness and dieting. She reportedly tried drastic diets and weight loss techniques behind the scenes, but she decided to keep them a secret from the public. According to sources, Oprah's weight swings were caused by times when her team put a lot of pressure on her to uphold her public persona. Furthermore, some detractors contend that Oprah's frequent talks on weight loss served more as a marketing tool for goods and companies than as a practical statement about health and body acceptance. Oprah's partners' disappearance. Many of Oprah's important associates and business partners have inexplicably vanished from public view over the years, sparking rumors about what went on behind the scenes. Her early business partner, who was instrumental in developing the Oprah Winfrey Show, is one example. He abruptly vanished from the public eye. A falling out over money, control, and Oprah's growing power in her empire is the subject of rumors. Insiders assert that these people may have been forced out or, worse, silenced to shield Oprah's reputation from controversy, even though Oprah's crew has remained silent about these departures. Oprah's show censorship. Oprah has a reputation for inviting diverse public personalities and celebrities to appear on her show over the years. However, several celebrities have been conspicuously missing from her carefully chosen lineup, particularly those involved in scandals or accusations. Critics have conjectured that Oprah's team deliberately selected the guests on her show, excluding some viewpoints in favor of those who would support her well-cultivated persona. Many people think that Oprah had a secret agenda regarding the guests she wanted to promote because of rumors that star interviews were abruptly removed from the show without a clear explanation. Oprah's approach to trauma. Although Oprah has frequently discussed overcoming personal pain in public, some detractors contend that she selectively chose which parts of her life to make public. Oprah's complex relationship with her family has been a secret for many years. According to reports from intimate friends and former employees, Oprah's connection with her half-sister, who battled addiction, was a significant source of friction. These sources claimed that, despite portraying herself as transparent on TV, Oprah would quietly separate herself from these family matters. Though many questioned whether Oprah was concealing unpleasant facts from her viewers, her meticulous handling of her personal life helped preserve her public image. The scandal involving Oprah and Stedman. Oprah's long-term relationship with Stedman Graham has always been intriguing. Despite spending decades together, many have conjectured that the couple's relationship has not always been as happy as it seems. According to some accounts, Stedman may have been kept in the background because Oprah wanted total control over her story, and her story over her personal life may have extended to their relationship. Additionally, there have been rumors of possible infidelity and private splits, with Oprah carefully controlling her connection with Stedman to preserve her reputation. Oprah discredits her competitors. Although she has established herself as one of the most influential women in the media, Oprah Winfrey's ascent to prominence may not have been as straightforward as it first appeared. According to some former co-workers and industry insiders, Oprah allegedly employed dishonest methods to defame competitors and crush competition. Oprah has reportedly used her power to stifle bad press about herself and spread false information about other celebrities, particularly those who threatened her business. Although these allegations have never been proven beyond a reasonable doubt, the stories continue to circulate and contribute to the story of Oprah's calculated use of the media to sway public opinion. The hidden facts about Oprah's Golden Girls. Oprah has long been linked to strong, well-known women in the entertainment business, frequently highlighting them as members of her Golden Girls group. Many have theorized, meanwhile, that these friendships are not as sincere as they seem. According to reports from former insiders, Oprah has maintained influence over the media environment and solidified her status through her relationships with these ladies. These ladies, who are frequently portrayed as Oprah's supporters and mentors, are allegedly explicitly picked for their capacity to enhance Oprah's reputation and brand rather than for genuine, sincere friendships. The media have mostly disregarded the transactional character of these relationships, but the fractures are starting to show. Oprah and Weinstein scandal. In recent years, there have been questions about Oprah's friendship with disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein. Many sources assert that Oprah was aware of Weinstein's actions long before the public disclosures, even though she formally separated herself from him after his collapse. Weinstein and Oprah worked closely together in the entertainment world, and some have said that Oprah ignored the many accusations made against him in return for his help advancing her career. Due to her reluctance to speak out sooner, Oprah has been accused of tacitly supporting Weinstein's actions. The racism and classism of Oprah. Although Oprah has frequently been hailed as a media pioneer for Black women, her management of racial issues within her own company has been constantly criticized. The lack of various voices behind the scenes of her production company and program has been criticized by certain reviewers. Some contend that Oprah has reinforced racial and class-based divisions despite her public persona as an advocate for equality because of allegations that she has participated in the upkeep of classist structures in her companies over the years. Although there is still controversy surrounding these claims, Oprah's ability to control her image has prevented many of these problems from being seen by her more expansive audience. A Cult of Oprah. Oprah has been accused by some detractors and former admirers of cultivating a cult-like following in which followers were supposed to revere her and strictly adhere to her recommendations. These accusations stemmed from her self-help segments, weight loss counsel, and lifestyle concepts like the Oprah Book Club endorsements. According to former guests and staff, Oprah used her position as a media tycoon to promote particular views, and her influence over her audience was perilously near to mind control. Even though Oprah has refuted these claims, many still think her fans' devotion verged on obsession, increasing the media mogul's intimidating influence. The impact of Oprah on stars. Because of her unmatched ability to influence public opinion, Oprah Winfrey has frequently been accused of dictating the stories of celebrities on her show. Over the years, several celebrities have claimed that Oprah's crew pressured them to present themselves in a particular way, frequently changing their personalities or experiences to fit a story that would appeal to the public's empathy or marketability. From meticulously planned interviews to manipulating video to produce more dramatic scenes, Oprah's impact on how people view celebrities, particularly during times of crisis, has made many wonder if she is abusing her position to control the public. The tragic decline of OWN. It was anticipated that Oprah's network, OWN, would be a huge success, solidifying her reputation as a television industry titan and talk show queen. However, the network's sluggish beginning and subsequent difficulties have sparked doubts about Oprah's leadership and business sense. According to numerous insiders, Oprah's insistence on overseeing every facet of the network's programming and her perfectionist tendencies caused conflict and stress among staff members. Additionally, it has been said that Oprah's strict control over the material turned off talent and possibly partners, which led to the network's early difficulties. The darker aspects of Oprah's demand for power and her unwillingness to accept defeat are reflected in her battles with OWN. Untold Tales from Oprah's Past. Oprah has been carefully curating the public's perception of her life for years, burying some parts of her past while exposing others. According to several people close to Oprah, she has taken considerable measures to bury anything that might harm her reputation, especially regarding her tumultuous childhood and contentious relationships. According to reports, Oprah utilized her media clout to suppress or conceal tales about her early years of poverty, her tense family ties, and even suspicions about her love life. Oprah made sure that the public's perception of her remained unblemished by managing the story about her history. Oprah's links to reality TV. Over the years, Oprah has been under fire for her connections to certain reality TV personalities whose private lives have been tainted by scandal and controversy. Oprah has associated herself with several people whose behavior has been dubious, despite her public persona advocating high moral standards. Critics contend that Oprah's readiness to promote these individuals, despite their questionable behavior, demonstrates her preference for drama and popularity over morality. Many have questioned Oprah's judgment because she supported these individuals, even though she has never been actively involved in the controversies surrounding them. Oprah's dark employee past. Oprah's business has long been based on a group of devoted and diligent people. Nonetheless, several former workers have claimed that Oprah's management style was uninspired, citing verbal abuse, intimidation, and harassment. According to several former employees, Oprah could be highly demanding and challenging to work with, which resulted in a hostile workplace and high turnover rates. According to these workers, even though Oprah advocated love and positivism to her audience, her behavior behind closed doors was frequently significantly less sympathetic. These disclosures have cast doubt on Oprah's genuineness and capacity to sustain harmony at work, despite her outward displays of compassion and understanding.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon